Dumb, cool,
weird
podcast. All right, folks. So here's the Dumb, Cool, Weird podcast. Happy Halloween. It is October.
Happy Halloween.
And we just watched Night of the Demons.
Yeah, it's a very good movie. Really stupid.
Really stupid, but it's fun. It's 80s cheese.
There's two characters that only matter. There's Roger and then Linguini Fettuccine over there. Sal Romero.
Yep. And then some girl dressed up like Alice in Wonderland.
She wasn't very important, but she lived.
I think her name was Alice, actually.
I think that might have been. I mean, Alice's mom was trying to feed guys turds.
Yep.
Chocolate-looking turds. Homemade turds.
Yep. So we watched Night of the Demons, which is a really popular movie back in the 80s. Like, I think it was 87 when it came out. And it was like very, very low budget. And it had a lot of unknown actors in it. But it's fucking fun, though.
No, for a low-budget movie, it was really good. And it was fun because it didn't really require much. It was just like a bunch of dumb kids go and have a house party. One's a witch, and then she regrets being a witch. Mm-hmm. And then, the only guys who really pick up on the evil are the Italian guy and the black guy.
Yep.
That was definitely
it's because they're superstitious.
Right. Trust me, that's like if we ever went to a house party and you're just like, "Hey Nick, I'm getting the weird vibe." I'm like, "Don't worry, Wes, we're leaving."
Yeah. Instantly leaving. I heard witch. We're getting the fuck out. Yep. So pretty much this movie is pretty easy to describe. It's a bunch of fucking teenagers from high school who decide to go to a house party because the goth girl and her fucking weird ass slut friend are like, "Hey, let's have a party at the fucking old fucking place where
the crematorium
where the place is haunted and there's a fucking wall around.
It wasn't haunted, Wes. It was possessed.
It was possessed. And basically, the teens are like, "Yeah, let's go hang out with this goth girl and her fucking crazy ass friend." And then they all show up.
I love how they reference constantly throughout the movie. They're like, "Oh my god, this goth girl, Angela, she's just fucking insane. She's a witch.
Yeah, let's go to her party.
Let's go to her party. We definitely trust her."
So they show up to the party, and it's a really sexy Asian girl, her boyfriend.
It's a really nerdy white guy.
Yep, and then you see a big fat guy named Stooge. Yeah.
Stooge definitely was like the football player who became an anarchist.
Yep. And then you have the Italian guy, Sal. You have Alice in Wonderland with her boyfriend, who's the pretty boy.
He's
and
just white guy.
Angela,
white guy number one.
Yeah, Angela and her fucking slutty-ass friend in the pink dress.
Yep. It was like the Playboy bunny meets the goth princess.
Yep. And then you have the other one's the girl who's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna die because I fall." And then
that's literally all she's there for.
And then the black guy, and then that's pretty much it.
Black guy was out of the house first. Sal was like, "I'm gonna stick around. It's not that weird just yet."
Yep.
And then Angela gets weird, and so Sal's like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here."
So basically, what happens is the girl in the pink dress gets possessed because Angela's like, "Hey, let's look in the mirror and let's do a seance." They do a seance. The fucking girl who came with the black guy and Stooge, she sees herself falling to her death and she gets scared. The glass breaks, and then we see the girl get possessed in the pink dress, and then she possesses Angela, and that's kind of how the whole movie really gets started on the inside. Everybody's locked in. And it gets fucking nuts from there.
Yeah, black guy tries to go outside and get away, and then bitch who gets like thrown off of something, she dies.
Yep. So little by little, everybody gets possessed. Like Stooge gets his tongue bitten off by Angela. He turns into a monster, and then Sal's
just trying to get the fuck out of the house.
Sal's trying to get the fuck out of there, and then Alice, her fucking boyfriend gets pissed off at her, goes and meets a girl
because
dress.
She won't put out. He was like, "I thought you put out for Sal." And she's like, "Oh, what? You think I just put out for anybody?"
Yep. And so what ends up happening is she goes and she has sex with,
Sal tries to have sex with crazy bitch number one in pink, and then
no, that's not Sal. That's the.
No, yeah, that was basic white guy number one.
Yeah, white guy number one. He basically has sex with her. She gouges his eyes out, loses his eyes. That's it.
It's a very uneventful acting career. He almost eats chocolate turds from
So-
Alice's mom, and then he dies.
Yep, and then Stooge fucking destroys the fucking nerdy white guy and his Asian girlfriend.
Why did he have to do that?
Breaks the Asian girl's fucking neck. Nick was sad about that. I was sad about that too. And
She
then
was just too hot, man. She didn't deserve to die.
and then the nerdy guy gets his fucking arm knocked off.
Yeah, it was so underwhelming how he got killed. Like, you know, it's like, I just thought,
Yep.
I don't care about this guy, but
Yep.
she didn't have to die.
So then we're left with Sal, we're left with the black guy, and we're left with Alice.
And then, you know, Sal, you know, he dies heroically, doing the most Italian thing necessary.
He falls off the roof with Angela. They both die. And then
Stake through the heart.
Yeah, it's stake through the heart. Alice falls down.
You're breaking my heart, Sal. You're breaking my heart. You didn't have to save him. Could have saved yourself.
Yep. And then Alice and the black guy, Roger and Alice, they fucking run. And they go down to the basement. They lock themselves in, and they discover that, oh, we're in a crematorium.
We're in a crematorium. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And then all the demons start to break in. And then, you know, the gas is still turned on in the fucking
Right?
place.
Let's use this gas and turn it into a flamethrower.
Yep. Uses the flamethrower, burns everybody that comes in. They scare off the demons, and they're like, "Oh, this is cool. So now we can run away." And then and then Roger runs away because he's fucking terrified. Can't get
Roger
out.
runs through a glass door. He's like, "Fuck it, I don't care anymore."
Yep. And a couple of the demons are burned because they burn them with the you know
The flamethrower.
the flamethrower because they have a lighter. And basically all the other demons are kind of running up on them, possessing all the dead bodies. And so they get outside and they're like, "Oh, we got to get out of here." And
Roger had some balls. He was like, "You know what? We're climbing up the barbed wire."
Yep. So he climbs the barbed wire. It's hurting his hands. And then Alice is like, "Oh, no, it hurts my hands." He's like, "Fuck it." And he just fucking goes.
Fuck it. No, he fell over, and then he somehow got his way back up there.
Yeah, pulls her off. Because she's getting burned by like the demon's hands because she burned them. And it's like burning her fucking leg. And then they fucking get over it.
And, you know, then they run into the old man at the beginning of the movie that, you know, he's just a fucking asshole.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So the beginning of the movie, the old man's like a fucking asshole, and he's like, "I hate these damn kids," and he buys a bunch of razor blades, and he's gonna
And
put them in the
apples.
apple. He's gonna put them in the apples. So basically, Roger and Alice are walking after fucking they survive this demon attack. Which, by the way, the demon looks like some kind of dragon creature with its with its like mouth opening up. And as they're walking, the guy's like,
Look at those whore
Look at the
kids."
whore kids. And he walks by. And he's sitting there eating like a pie. And his wife's like, "Ooh, did you enjoy the pie, honey?" He's like, "A pie? You made it from last night?" And she's like, "Yeah, I used the apples that you had in the fridge." And like all of a sudden, like blood starts rushing to his
And then
throat.
razor blades are coming out of his head.
Yep. And then she's like, "Oh, happy Halloween, honey."
Kisses him on the forehead.
Yeah, because she had enough of his shit.
Yeah, of course she had enough of his shit. This old man is like a fucking douche. She's like, "Oh, so do you like the pie, honey?" It's like, "Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, bitch."
Yeah, and so overall, this movie is just fucking ridiculous because it's like your typical like slasher flick with demons and all kinds of craziness going on. You had your fat guy, you had your black guy, you had your Italian guy who's sort of like Hispanic too, and then you had
You don't know if he's Puerto Rican or or Italian.
And
He
then-
has a very
goth
ambiguous
chick,
name.
slutty girl,
Romero.
the girl who's a prude, who's Alice, and then you had the Asian girl,
And then you just had the basic white guy.
and then the nerdy guy, and those were all the fucking stereotypes, you know. So let me ask you something, Nick.
Yeah.
What was dumb about this movie?
What was fucking dumb about this movie is at the beginning when Angela's like going all about like, "Oh, you know, let's do a seance." Like, you know, the black guy was like he goes on this whole thing, "Oh, my daddy was a preacher." It's like, why didn't he just fucking leave beforehand, you know? And why didn't Sal was just trying to be cool, and then he was like, "You know, I want to leave too." But it's like no one thought that was weird, you know. We shouldn't
I think the entire movie could have been avoided if they just never would have had the seance.
Yeah, no, but I was going to say the dumbest thing is like you're seancing on Halloween in an abandoned place that is known to be like fucked up.
Yep. But I think that if they would have never had the seance, this entire movie would have been avoided.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They would have just had a good time at their party, and the demon would have been down there like, "Oh, have a seance," and they never had the seance. He's like, "God damn it,
these damn kids not wanting to raise the dead."
Yep. And that's what's dumb about it. The dumb thing is this all could have been avoided if they would have not had that stupid fucking seance. Actually, this whole movie could have been avoided if they would have just had a party at a fucking
normal
or
fucking
like
place.
house, like one of their houses where their parents is a fucking drunk or a drug addict.
I mean, you're telling me that Angela's parents aren't fucking drunks or drug addicts? She's a fucking witch.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. And
I
that could have
mean-
all been it could have all been avoided.
Linguini fettuccine, or as they like to call him, Sal. You know, I mean, he lived wherever the fuck he wanted to.
Yep. I will say the cool part about this movie
What's that?
was the visual effects of this movie.
It was.
Yeah, they did some really cool stuff. I really appreciated how they did those visual effects. And you know what else? You know what else I really liked? I really liked how they did the like with the budget they had.
Oh yeah.
They managed to get the amount of effects that they had in the movie.
You know, that is actually pretty cool when you think about it. I mean, they used a lot of practical effects, but it was beautiful. Beautifully executed.
Yep, for sure. I mean, it's just like the amount of effects that they did in this movie. Like when like the girl put the fucking like lipstick in her fucking boobie. That was
disturbing.
It was disturbing, but it was fucking cool. I want to know how they fucking did. They must have put like a prop boob, like boobs.
Yeah,
on her,
absolutely.
like bodysuit on her, and they fucking put the thing in there, and that was really fucking cool. There were so many fucking cool effects in this movie. That's really what was so fucking cool about this movie.
Yeah.
And I will say the weird shit about this movie, like what was really, really, really fucking weird.
I think it was a cast of people, like on a weird level, like all these people wouldn't have pretty much gotten along with each other, except for maybe Roger and Stooge.
Yeah, and I think another weird thing is that how they just like decided it would be a good idea to go to an abandoned place.
Do you think this was like an 80s problem when, you know, kids were just like, you know, let's go to an abandoned place to have a party?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
let's go and have fucking orgies at the crematorium.
Yep, and that's what's really fucking weird about this. Another weird thing about this whole fucking situation in this movie is like, how in the world did they think that this would be a good fucking idea? I mean, like really,
Yeah.
when you really think about it, how it's just so weird how it's weird how they know each other, because I know back in the 80s people did not get along like that most of the time.
Yeah, you stick to your clique.
Yeah.
Like,
It's stupid.
Honestly, the reason I think Stooge and Roger were friends is because they were probably on the football team together.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
Like, that's it. But that's all. And, like, you know, that one chick was just a cheerleader that they banged.
Yeah.
That was with them. I mean, everybody else, like the hot Asian chick was just way too hot for him.
Yeah, that was the okay. So let's.
She was the most out of place character that she was just way too fucking hot.
So let's talk about how weird that is. The nerdy guy got the hot Asian girl, and that was weird as fuck.
Maybe
And
he had
that
a big
and, that,
dick.
and like mic drop. That is weird.
Yeah, maybe he had a big dick. And he was smart.
That's all you can say. So that was Night of the Demons. Weird fucking movie. Fun to watch though. You should definitely watch it. You should watch it just for the ending credits with the fucking cheesy ass 80s song.
God, we got to make our own 80s cheesy song.
Yeah, so we were saying if we ever do like an 80s movie, we got to have a end credits like 80s song for that.
Don't let the demons out.
Yeah, so it's fucking ridiculous.
You'll fucking die.
You'll definitely die. So that was Night of the Demons. It's pretty fucking awesome. You should definitely check it out. And Nick, you want to sign us off?
Yeah, stay beautiful, sexy motherfuckers. And happy Halloween, bitches.
Happy Halloween. Thanks for checking out the Dumb Cool Weird podcast. We're a movie podcast now, so Movie Monday is every Monday about crappy movies from the 20th century. It's going to be great, folks. I can't wait to show y'all.